If you ask a veterinarian to describe an orange cat, they will tell you something strange. Orange cats share across millions of unrelated animals a specific personality profile: wildly affectionate, slightly chaotic, often missing whatever it is in other cats that produces caution. Owners call them one-brain cell cats. Vets call them the orange ones. And every single orange cat you have ever met was almost certainly male. Roughly 80% of orange cats are male. That is not a coincidence. It is a direct consequence of where the orange gene lives on the chromosome. And in 2024, researchers at Stanford and Kyushu University finally identified the exact gene responsible after more than a century of guessing. We are going to walk through the genetics, the behavior, and the part most owners get wrong. First, the genetics. In cats, the gene that makes fur orange instead of black is located on the X chromosome. This is unusual. Most coat color genes in mammals live on regular chromosomes, where each parent contributes one copy and the two copies cooperate. The orange gene is sex-linked. Male cats have one X and one Y. So a male cat only has one copy of the orange gene. If that single copy says orange, the entire cat is orange. End of story. Female cats have two X chromosomes. To be fully orange, a female cat needs to inherit the orange version on both copies from both parents. That is statistically rare. Most female cats inherit orange on one X and not the other, which produces something completely different. If a female cat has orange on one X and black on the other, she does not blend them into brown because of a process called X inactivation. Each cell in the cat's body randomly silences one of its two X chromosomes early in development. So some patches of the cat express the orange X, other patches express the black X. The cat becomes a mosaic. That is what a calico is. A calico is a female cat whose orange and black fur is literally a map of which X chromosome got silenced in which patch of skin. So the math is straightforward. To produce a male orange cat, you need one parent to contribute one orange X. The kitten only has one X to color. To produce a female orange cat, you need both parents to contribute the orange X. Statistically, the male case happens far more often. The result, observed in every cat census ever done, is that about 80% of orange cats are male. Female orange cats exist, but they are unusual enough that historically people noticed. A solid orange female cat is roughly 1 in 5 orange cats. A male calico, by the inverse logic, is even rarer. About 1 in 3,000. And almost all of those rare male calicos are sterile because they carry an extra X chromosome. Now, the part that vets and owners agree on, but science was slow to confirm. Orange cats behave differently. They are, on average, more social, more tolerant of handling, more likely to head bump strangers, more likely to do something genuinely stupid, like leap into a full bathtub or try to eat a moth that is currently inside a lamp. A 2012 survey by researchers at the University of California, Davis, asked owners to rate their cats on a personality scale. Orange cats scored measurably higher on affection and friendliness, and measurably higher on aggression toward veterinarians and strangers. Which sounds contradictory, but is not. The pattern is high reactivity. Orange cats feel things louder. They are warmer when they like you and louder when they do not. Why? For more than 100 years, the leading guess was that something about the orange coloration locus pleiotropically affected brain development. The gene region influences pigment, but it might also influence dopamine and serotonin pathways. That was the hypothesis until 2024. In 2024, 2 independent research teams, one at Stanford and one at Kyushu University in Japan, published back-to-back papers identifying the exact gene responsible for orange coloration in cats. It is a gene called RHGAP36. And here is the part that confirmed what cat owners had quietly believed for a century. RHGAP36 is not just a coat color gene. It is highly expressed in the brain, in particular in regions associated with hormonal regulation and stress response. In other words, The gene that turns a cat orange is also active in shaping how that cat's brain handles fear, excitement, and arousal. The cat owners who said orange cats are different were not imagining it. The gene that makes them orange is, in fact, also doing something to the brain. The researchers were careful. They did not claim that RGAP36 directly causes the personality. They confirmed that the gene region is expressed in brain tissue and is the only known coat gene with that property. More work needs to follow, but after a century of orange cats are weird being treated as folk wisdom, the genetics finally caught up to what every owner of an orange cat already knew. Here is something orange cat owners report at unusually high rates. Wall staring. An orange cat will sit and stare at a blank section of wall for, in some cases, 20 or 30 minutes. Owners have filmed it, vets have asked about it. The standard explanation is that the cat is tracking a sound or a small insect that the human cannot perceive. But there is a less comfortable hypothesis. Cats have a visual range that extends slightly into the ultraviolet spectrum, which humans cannot see. Some researchers have proposed that orange cats with their hyperreactive nervous systems may be more prone to brief sensory misfires. Pareidolia, visual artifacts, possibly even mild perceptual hallucinations triggered by their unusually responsive dopamine pathways. When an orange cat stares at a blank wall, it may be looking at something its brain is producing, rather than something the room contains. No one is suggesting your orange cat is in distress. Most of the time, the cat is content during these episodes, purring calm. It is just possible that the orange cat lives in a slightly different sensory world than your tortoiseshell or your black cat, and that this is part of what makes them so consistently strange. So here is the orange cat in summary. One gene on one chromosome, located on the X, which makes the cat almost always male, active in the brain as well as the skin, which is why the cats behave differently, and expressed in a way that may make their nervous systems louder, more reactive, more affectionate, and more prone to sit and watch what no one else can see. If you own an orange cat, you already know all of this. You have lived it. The dumb stunts, the relentless affection, the wall staring, the vet visits where the cat is somehow both the friendliest and the loudest patient in the clinic. You did not get a regular cat. You got something the genome built a little differently. And the science finally confirms it. If you want more cat genetics, behavior, and the things vets quietly know but rarely explain, hit subscribe. See you on the next one.